다. 다 노지래 저러로 리더를 하고 유문들.
So just as usual, so we should begin with a relaxed state of body. So just as we find a relaxed state of body, so if we also find a relaxed, peaceful and a joyful state of mind, then that would be really a wonderful, experience and a wonderful thing for us. And so therefore, it is, even in generally speaking, so it's important to, when we talk of the peace and the relaxation of happiness. So it's not only in terms of the physical, peace and happiness, but we also have to find the ways and means to achieve the same on our mental level as well.
That's something that little tears and saying till suggestion, that's on Rugunduga. Rubatate something. Little leg nadame, saying till she did, Tan Rugunduas or son of Losiana, Yapuyade. Tan Rugunduas. Nashibores, Lin Nasam, sell down Susan Nagi. So no take so the cage among any relation do that.
Then of course besides we enjoy a physical state of happiness, so which is really a healthy body, which is really free of any like a sickness, any illnesses. So besides this, so if we also then let's say if we also find some sort of on a mental level, as well as we find some peace and happiness, then on top of that, it is also necessary for us to then to really to say to ourselves, what more you need, and so therefore trying to content, feel some sort of sense of contentment that that this is all you need, that's if to have a healthy mind and body. And this peace and happiness on the both mental and physical level, and so this sense of contentment, so it's also very important.
Madea, you are called condition, called there, my Gaza called that, Mavache Mata, the lyrics say Madea, kill you. I don't go to send a Madea, call Mobush, leg, Reta, tell you, call that. Yamani, Dawan, logic, the call, tennis, metal energy. Sabush was in Yoga Sandu. Shenichil, Karichana, Troatan, make it standing was Sandu. Ra, ding. Say the other line, told by Irinachin Rogarello, then you go Sandu. Samash was on a drama, Shimon Tuna, Tramakers, Trojin Tuna Trauma, Shenichi Karjan, 건통하다 말레비 넘바지면 레비 넘바도 땡땡 용거 산도 다 손 대도돼요.
If we, observe, our, the experience, our experience in our life, then we can notice, we can notice that how when we lose this the peace and happiness, within our mind or within ourselves, and then then we will feel, we will go through and then really a very troubled time, and also feel very unsettled, very unhappy, experience, and then not only that, we somehow we would be always then our thought will be also always been then occupying on this fact that that we are unhappy, the unhappy kind of situations, and not only this thought, how then our situation can really then get worse, as our mind simply thought, occupied in this fact that we are not happy, a day, and then as months go, then we can come to then eventually, when we kind of we come to this stage where we find ourselves very difficult to cope with life, and very unhappy, and it's kind of then we lose the we find ourselves in a situation so where really externally, so really there's nothing which really this changes one's, this brings joy in one's mind, or even like the food that even if you find something very delicious food, it kind of you don't find really that taste, enjoy the taste of the food, or if you accompanied by a good friend, even you can't enjoy that the companions of this good friend. And so somehow, so you can see what these things shows, the situation show is how when a person's, when they are deprived of, or when they are bereft of this peace and happiness, something within themselves, then how when they lack that, and then whatever their situation will then become as if that doesn't matter what other things, good things, you find, you surround you, somehow all those things are not a cause, doesn't serve as something, as a cause, as a right conditions for one to feel better.
세바 마시게 용케가 못대라 가도 녜네가 자 타발 꼴세와 시행이가 이타지 녜네 가도 대선소나 딘nen서 소소 녀모들 용식을 녀모들 용세 소소 nen서 들리지 소나 그nen서 들리서 롬 매바드는 콜랑게 쇼바 이제고니 콜랑에는 로바 제근데 뭐 콜랑 못대 너무 뻗어 못대 바지 나도 요도도 와선도네 대지게 전부 셔랑에네래셔 코시 뭐뭐데 다 된데서 봐셔다 다 코시 뭐 컴퓨터 사원에 냠냠래서 요리 봐동데 봐 아코 들치서 Then, king Nancy somebody, Shadden saw law. The only call your bus, so another college in Robert, call it Shombachi, Ninji, Ta near to Unga. Ta near to call Robert over Solo Kangayama, Kiniji, Mazepi, Dingo Solo Kangameba, not the new Uda, Kangayana, you can't do the letter of the new Uda. You can answer something with it.
So there's obviously a what we feel, how we feel within ourselves, so it has a really lot of the effect on the how we perceive the world outside. And there are sometimes we can find people who actually saying how they feel that the complaints that how everybody is hating them, and so that's how they go through that kind of situation, where as if that everyone is turning against them, and so this what we can learn from this situation, that how when what people can really how one can go through such a deep a difficult deep sufferings, when there are inwardly, when they are very disturbed, when they're very unhappy, and then can have such a it is we can say it is true because of that inward disturbance, how they have such a very negative the attitude or the perceptions towards the world that they live in, towards other people, and all their whole situations. So in this way, that it's how when we understand this, so then this can help us to be more to not always feel very negative towards showing a negative towards those other people who are going through this kind of difficulties, and of course, and especially those can be even some are very close to us, and so therefore how when we understand the situation, then we can normally we can change our at least our mental attitudes towards those who are going through suffering, through life's hardships, to just to the rather than like our how normally we would see, we were trying to say that how when people go through this, we're trying to keep ourselves distant from them by saying that the person seems to be very moody, or very down, or very short temper, and as if there's something so we're trying to distance ourselves. But however we can turn this our mental attitude around by through understanding that what the person is going through. So it is and through this, rather than distancing, wanting to distance from them, we may even feel a bit like a sense of empathy towards their situations, and we show a bit more understanding of their situation, and then think of how we can support that person. So through this we can how we will the situation can be a cause for us to show more love and compassion towards others, and so in this way, that how we can by developing such the understanding of the true cause of the situation, so that we can we can cultivate, we can generate and develop love and compassion for others, as well as we can also develop more, like a tolerance, sense of tolerance towards like any adverse situation that we face, and we be more with the right state of mind, mental attitude that we cultivate within us, so we'll be more able to accept the situation and with the tolerance, and can we'll be able to extend benefit to others.
Last song, that last song, that thing you can't get the lago, it's not so. Didn't answer the Mando Kangal Yungo yard. Semba Mashi big answer Hango Kangal Chade. Tommy Trajem, just a moment, Tromem, Kangal, the other yard, Dunga the yard, Medea yard. Sell Medea, Mokangal Nua. So called Mr. Demon, Yanade, then Yanade, is a Sam Medea Yunga Yarangi. Sam Medea, Legala, Yedeshi Nogua. Yedeshi Noga, then go through Rene, Koya Lasso Tashi Jena, tell Condi Yunga Yamari. Toya Lasso Tashi Machevache. Congo Condi Chitin, Yama Corolla, Lassaje, Tashi, Cherry, there's the Monachi, Lion, Dachino, Lion, you telling. Then it is that take Tashi zone, I cheat there. She didn't saw legal, candle legal, no thing under Chi, Toba Maria, she said to. So long as she gets on Mari, no longer sang digger. That son told you, Sanamadu, Tini Jigger, Sam Maria Jetta, then true. That you can call Koja. That three is an go jagger, Tiniga, Shedema, Mebazon, loading engine, Kishos the Mando Ache, no Mibachil, there is a nagger, the pen to Chubachi. You know, the man notices it and there was the man notices it and they said, Shilla, Shiboyala, Melazan, the go junket, the rich and Miss Gunnet, any Southern Tone, Miss Gunnet, go junket, Pemba Tumbo Shuchi, you was and with the Netes, you got ready to it. The tongue,
So at in some stage, that everyone's, will undergo or experience some, the unhappiness on the mental levels. So this is same to everyone, whether you whatever your social status is, whether you are in a very high or low position, or your financial situation, you're rich or poor. So everyone does go through that and experience the unhappiness on the mental levels. So therefore, the really what we have to think about is there a when we lose this a joy, lose a peace and happiness on the mental level, then we have to ask: is there a really a means, effective means to overcome that, to restore our mind, this peace and happiness on within ourselves. So this if we do not ask these questions, then we will be simply, trying to, whenever we face this, then we never really applied really true cause or true means to sustain, to restore peace and happiness in our mind, but we may apply as a way of sudden, to engage in some sort of other distractions, and then it may, of course, temporarily may we may not experience that, but however, then it always come back. The same, then the unhappiness, the unhappy state of mind will then just come back. So therefore, if we ask this question, if we give a bit of thought on what is the cause of this, this unhappy, state of mind that we experience. I mean, the main cause, what it is, then we will find that the main cause is not really not so much to do with the external cause, external situation or the circumstance of our life, or, things or the event of external world. So rather, we will find that main cause is the lack of control over one's own mind, and so through this lack of control, so there's some sort of the influence of some sort of like a very disturbing or disturbing thought, or something could be some sort of kind of a negative state of mind, mental attitude, or the mental way of thinking. So this is the main cause which is responsible for destroying this peace and happiness within ourselves, or destroying this whatever the peaceful or the happy state of mind that you have. So therefore, we normally say that the purpose of meditation, when we engage in meditation practice, so the main goal, main aim is to really to controlling, to gaining control of our mind, and so how and that is why in meditation practice, so it's very important to trying to train our mind to really to focus on the object of meditations, and then if you try that, then like for you will know find out the result, especially if for example, if you are inflicted with some very unhappy and a disturbed state of mind, and then as a way to overcome that, so if you engage in meditation practice, and then really meditation practice is not simply just sitting in some sort of sitting postures, just some sort of physical discipline, physical postures. So rather more important is to direct the whole mental attention upon the objects. And then if we are able to through our exerting effort in our practice, when we are able to fully direct our mind on the object, and then we will find that this meditation will indeed is really almost like act like a medicines for our mind, and somehow you are able to overcome that, and you can really restore the health and the peace and happiness within the mind.
Ganga Tole Zomazo Ongiga, Ganga Nemaneg Cheshirachi. Ganga Yuto Chipa Kaja Ganga Tondalen, Ganga de Negumadi. Kaja Ganga Le Ganga Tondamala, take it in the Seshu. Say my shoe, Mashiva Chat, the name with that Seshu, the Balo, the name with the Ida, taking any sort of song to the government. Ganga Ganga Wood, the Mala, Ganga Tondalena, so to Lale Udua. Ganga does a wood and the Jonathan said my shoe would do. Taking any sort of children jite cover in Ayunda, didn't good that. Sha Kondala, say Mashuba, Nito, Seshu. Good thing in it. Jite Sha Shangas, took a good Chisha Shangas, good relation. Draw. Nito, the Seshu said, there's a Gavado, Gavahim, and the nigger Chabaji, younger red, then you know. Jiteva Seshu Tunisia, Gay said a lot of Mare, then Magay said a lot of Marwati, say Limate Zona. Anything on the Masenola Reta. Other Maseno get up a Maseno, other cars, and others say, there's a they are the Monday, Dunga, not there's it. Told they are there, Dunga, they go, other la go, Jessica go, meeting it up, not call never taking laying with you. That Susan Gang needs you. The leg, my in their garden, they go Madus and then they need the leg with you. They show them other chapas in there with you. Made show them other kundos in there with you. There's another Rojan are there, some dog is stand there and should do there.
So, it is the fact that that to some extent all of us all if we are as an ordinary beings, so we all everyone has some sort of a difficulty, some sort of problem to in their life. So which we can say, I mean, if there are some people who do not have any such hardship, any problem or sufferings, then as a Buddhist, then I have to say, like somebody like His Holiness Dalai Lamas, who have reached to a very advanced, the very high level stage of spiritual realization. So who I could say with 100% that has no sufferings of the experience of the life. And then perhaps in the other religious tradition, like in the Christianities, then perhaps the such example, someone who have overcomes the the suffering could be the Pope. So otherwise, it is the fact that we have to understand it's not just one, but in fact all beings, ordinary beings, so they all are subject to life's to face some kind of the adversary situations, some hardship in their life. So therefore now the question of whether how what degree that of the hardship, of the difficulty that we face, that everyone face, then when we look into that, then we will find that it is lot depending upon the person's the spirit, mental spirit, mental determinations, and the attitudes, and so therefore it's very beneficial, if we are able to in a life, if we're able to develop the very higher level of some like a mental, like a spirit, or the courage, or the determinations to face the any situations. So this one not necessarily here we're talking about the situation of practicing, meditation or the spiritual practice, but even on just can be a mundane or the worldly activities. So it is necessary to have, or there's a benefit or there's an advantage for one to develop a higher level of mental like a courage and the determinations. So which essentially is really the key to the success of whatever you want to accomplish in your life, with ease. Because without that, if you lack that spirit, then even then it will be you face certain hardship which is not necessary something really a great degree of hardship, but you will easily lose your courage, and then when you lose courage, then you lose interest, and then even you lose hope, and then what happened as a result of that, then it can lead to result in some problems. So therefore the question of whether how the certain hardship or difficult which becomes so overwhelming that we feel that we completely underloaded, overloaded by such difficulty. So when this kind of feeling is more to do with our mental attitudes, in which we have given up on that, our hope, our courage, our determinations. So whereas instead of this, if we if we increase the hope, then we will be on top of the difficulty, on top of any hardships, and so in this way there is it becomes makes easier for one to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life, and particularly when it's also we have to think about, give a thought on how as a person overall in our life, when we consider what we seek, what is the goal of our life, and then it is same. The fundamental goal is really same for all beings. So that is everyone who has. We say that every person, every being who experience this sense of I, who feel I. So which the sense of I which arises so innately or so spontaneously. So they all have the same wish. Along with that sense of I, so it is just spontaneous or wishing to find happiness or to achieve happiness or to avoid sufferings. So that is always there, and then also we can also notice that how there is also the everyone has the same thing of this, because we like the happiness, so there is a tendency to being clinging or the attached to the happiness. So whereas to the something the unhappiness or the suffering is something which, because we do not desire for that, so there is a tendency to hate and the feeling of this the aversions towards the sufferings.
Mando kanga de kawani kanga yo ngate do ngando dia de dunga mande wa ti thun ngando kanga de ni ndu nga te yo re dia de dunga sa ngando ko sha te che go wa ti thun ngando kanga yo go ya re dia de tho ya re de yi ma si bu kanga chi yo re de ka re ne ba chen ro ra they are dead, Gache Chile, Gache, Hotel, then another Kundo Chile, then Madeva Ching. They are Children, Chaban, Deva Digger, he must say, Del Chachi, Mother Kangachi. That cherry out on what the sun draws, Shavala, Catchy leg, catching it, call Kurosis, and one of Madachi, nothing in it, test a thing to. That they are Duma Sala, Tazung, Cheshire or something. Tazumba in they are journey, they are leg, tea, chini. Yapu was and son had to tell to the rata, son take on a son take to thunder.
So I've also to say that it's each individual should take the responsibilities of their own life and give a thought, whatever you see as something important for you, for your life, and something that you the purpose that you need to achieve. So it's important for you for that individual to really give a serious thought on how you're going to achieve that, and so therefore and then at the same time we should never forget that what we really as I just said before, what we really seek, at the end, what we really want is a happiness, and what we do not want is the suffering, is unhappiness, and now the question of whether whether we will find the happiness. When we ask this question, then it is then the cause for that, finding that happiness. So it's not just necessarily the matter of reaching your goal, achieving what you want to, being successful in whatever you want to achieve. So even if you achieve that thing that you perceive as your happiness, but when you achieve that, even if you achieve that, if you are not satisfied with that happiness, then of course, then again, there is life. There's no happiness. There's no satisfaction in your contentment in your mind. So therefore, there is even having achieved the goal. So there still, there is on the as far as your it's like you haven't found the happiness yet, because there's still unhappiness, and because you are not contented with that, for you are seeking something even higher goal or something different things, and then in order to then you have to go through certain difficulty in order to try to achieve that goal, because it doesn't happen automatically. There may be you will face certain hardships when you face some hindrance, obstacles to achieve the next goal. So therefore, how we can see how if we along with whatever we achieve, of course we have to make effort and trying to achieve whatever we believe that is something which will bring happiness in our life. But at the same time, as we make some success, achieve some things that we want to achieve, then it's important to trying to to some level content our mind, and they have to appreciating this success. So in this way, at least there's some sort of the sense of like the success and happiness you can achieve.
Desha Dingo only massive young torch on Kanga teaching you are young torch to Ashabala, Ketchile, Kettle Kundo Chile, 110,000. 들리사 선도도 출발이질 게 출발 전부 되질 갈리콘 가서 제 대안한 동호야 말이죠. 완전 동호야 돼. 대안에 갈리콘 거기서 들리다 놓고야 돼. 넌 토를 맞도 하면 어때 레다서 질래요. 토를 또 하셔봐라. 강아지래요. 강아 쟁게 미리라 이거네. 대를 되는 동아질래요. 다 들리래요. 내가 맞아 봐지. 내가 맞아 내가 맞아 봐지. 내가 맞아서 데리다 로 봐야 데리다 중앙치 하시면서 얘는 내가 가질 때나 내가 뒤 맞지 봐지. 다나 내가 공변을 데리 중앙치 하면 봐보세요. 대가도 손전도나 아 됐어. 내가 대고 알려면 다 저로 손도나야 보여야 돼.
So as said before, how if we do not content our mind in whatever we achieve in our life, and then we will never find find more like a happiness, and even no matter what we achieve in our life. So in fact, when we look into the life of certain very the business people, or how I as from my perspective, I do not see them any like a happiness. Or rather, what they're going through is is a whole series of suffering. So even though, because they always, whatever they achieved, the wealth that they have found, but then they always feel that they have to measure them against some other competitors, and then they wanted to equal with that. And so then they will, as you can say it is, then they have to work harder in order to reach there. And then there is always, as said before, there's always, you face a lot of the obstacles. So you have to go through all this, the whole life. So they have to go through all this, overcoming these obstacles. So which is the hardship and a lot of hard work and sufferings. So therefore, it is well said, said by this great master, the Indian master Asagosa, who said that there is no greater misery or the suffering than the suffering that the uncontented person experience.
That's on test. Tell you that hanging the side thing in Karchen. Then you Chadoni Mango Nebing under the Gochi Jadona, Mother Daching, not Tessegari. Nothing in what Chadoni, the Andon Tato shed, Chadoni, under Dumate to the Apushina, and the how called you. That in the say. In the Goja, in a thing, Chaba those Chaba says the fee, Chaba Trapo. Colleague sell Medea said, Kudo Trapo, colleague sell Medea Zodenge. Did he the ma, Ninipan go nanny got there, Jan, the Kali Shuchun road. There by Shuchun rise, Chadoniga, Chado traffic, rolling never shiva my son. Then they tell the Achi, then the Janumanachi, then the Duita. Young it has her, go Jana, some teto thunder. Is it there? And you the young others, and Ganga says, so not the Chaduni got never there. The Ganga says, what is it?
So essentially, I'm trying to direct this whole point to the important of the practice or the meditation, applying the meditations or the practices, which can help us to diminish the, if not completely, but at least the intensity of the attachment and the hatred. So, because I'll see what the kind of misery and suffering which a lot of people go through. So it's all something related to this, to the either very strong, very or very forceful, like their inability to really to control very strong and very forceful attachment or hatred, and so when we look into the nature of the sufferings, the problem, the emotion, especially related to the emotion, the sufferings. So it's all something related to some form of this, as you say, this uncontrolled attachments. So how the moment, because that arises, that is present in one's mind. So you and it is remained unfulfilled. So the people go through a great deal of sufferings and miseries, or otherwise their inability to calming these the feeling of great intense hatred that they feel towards others, and then that can also be a continuous and a perpetual source of their suffering and the misery in their lives. All comes from that. So therefore, it's very important and to trying to when we engage in the meditation practice. So if we direct our meditation practice to really to diminishing these two, to very forceful and very intense, the attachment or the aversions, and so in this way, we will find the meditation practice is something which has a direct benefits in our life.
The general Medusa and then Shira Shara Ding on the Lotte Chang. There, Roni Shira Zumbo She Petition Lotte Shia Tembo Yard. Dear Fogaya Mare. It's a son of Tachi to Cheto in a Trizang son to educate, and which are some son to the law in either. That's on Tatum. Chatuni Kangade, Gojani, Chapapa Churton, Chapiga, Mandukangada, Maset on the Then, Kundra, Kundra, Yabotene, Kundra, my children to Nigon, Kundra Kangada, set on the same in the Bang Andon. Kundra saw the Ganga Chena, Ganga Sebi Tad roller, yet on the Chapi roller, Ganga Shena, Ganga Sebi Tad Roland, that's a check on the Michigan Kaya Mari. That she that Chapi da sociology, never trouble and same there, she would that take a 10 year old kind of Maduba got there. Chapa trouble is Hattori, Yekoro carry each major man. To be dropped out, you wish in the yard. That day you want the no mamma, she you move nobody like Chapanga no one. Then that yesterday I tell another shadow in your shamba goes and the shamba and the Kundashan Mundua. That's on to there. Kundra another same Madia and other Madia than the young go Mundua. Shamba God. Shamba go to her. Taking no issue, Michigan Kaya, Mother. country never mashi bache, country never machigan, country san cortar dead, okay, own that dead, they will touch it, call your money. Yeah, that's all call it by Kanga Che, they are all dead, that's all nearby about Kiha Kogumar, that's all nearby there, you Kiha Kogumare, that's all near dead. Mentions on dead, is remarkation. You are. Don't understand you. She's not regular. Country never said that carjagan, Shomba goes and do this and that's it. Go, Jimboya. Shomba said, I don't know you woman. La, that Chabian Matuba goes a chapa the car, call you, the heart, so you will nobody send the chapa leg. You will know about my sheep. You'll mate with nobody go, you will know about my shirt. I touch about you some do. Taking any sort of Yapuya, Yapuya, think God is Yapuya. Maduba got the Shamba got jump over and move share, that's sort of Matan and over what. Not there I are, that is number there. That's on that on this.
So we are also saying that just as how the lot of the problem or the suffering that we experience, so these are all caused by something by our own negative state of mind or by our own mind. So likewise, we can also, what we're saying is that the remedy, we have to understand that the remedy to overcoming this problem is also within ourselves, and so therefore we are also when we study meditation or study or we engage in meditation practice, so we're trying to gain to develop this kind of these discriminating wisdom or the intelligence within ourselves, and so that because the best really the help that we can get in our life is our own. There's nothing better than our own wisdoms, our own intelligence, state of mind, and because it is so, we were saying that through as a result of our engagement in meditation or the spiritual practice, so we need to we have to develop these intelligent wisdoms, and through which we see for ourselves what are the rights, what are the wrongs, or to see that if it is beneficial to do these certain things, but not beneficial to do some other things, and so in this way what we will find that when we understand some things through our own intelligence, true knowledge, true wisdom which within ourselves, when we see something truth through that wisdom, then we say that it is really reliable, it is trustworthy, and it will never it's not it's unfailings, and so therefore from this perspective, so there is a when we whatever the there is a remedy if the cause of our problem is or like is attachment. There's a remedy to overcome that. Likewise, if the anger or the hatred is the cause, is our problem, so there is a remedy is within ourselves to and by applying that, you recognize the remedy, and then by applying that, then we can overcome that. So therefore, we have to understand that how really if we are someone who do not have really any idea about the fact that we can overcome if the attachment is or the hatred is a cause of problem, there's nothing we know nothing about the overcoming that, or even have no knowledge about that this attachment is brings a lot of is a disadvantages of having attachment or the anger. When we don't have any such knowledge about it, and and to overcoming that, then of course all we can do is just cry when we undergo these sufferings. But however, when we know the remedies, then what we have to do is, rather than just simply undergoing these sufferings, but we need to trying to apply these remedies. For example, in order to overcome the attachment. So we have to understand how the attachment arises. So it arises primarily because of our own the mental perception of that the objects, the perceived object of the attachments. So and the reason why we are attached to is because of because we perceive, we mentally have projected that object, that of the attachment being beautiful or very pleasant or attractive not in a realistic, but rather in a very completely exaggerated way. So these, trying to see, it is because of these super the imposition of that qualities of the pleasantness on the object, that is the main cause of one's the attachment, and so therefore now it clearly shows therefore that in order to overcome that, so we need to work on our changing our mental perception, mental attitude, where we perceive that objects. So therefore the meditation where we're trying to see to reflecting on the negative aspects of the objects, like the unattractiveness or the ugliness, ugly side of the object. So as we do this, as we reflect on this, then it certainly we find very effective in overcoming that, and likewise how when we look at the hatred, and then again hatred arises because of our because of our mind perceiving that objects being very being undesirables, and unpleasant, and then how in a way that in any given circumstance, when we perceive the object in a very negative or in a very undesirable way, then this thought of the aversion or the hatred will arise. And whereas on the other hand, there's no way to such aversion to arise when we perceive the object in a rather more in a loving and in a very pleasant way as an object of attractions. Then like a sense of like an endearment, then there's no way this hatred would arise. So therefore, the remedy to overcome the hatred is really to cultivating the loving kindness in our meditation practice.
ngoma lai ma de chulu shin de so da ba de ge da lo chu yin de ko ro bo fu chin de ko ne bi je sa de ki jin ba ya chang da ko ga ji la ko ji bo ji ma shou ye ji ma sheng de ne ba ge mo gen de ye xiang ba ye bi da ra jin ba ngo de ha de nge ne ku lo sa ge ba de bo ge jin ba de wa che de ba ge mo ge ge ko som sen de真啊，大个，真的是，选拔个比垃圾些，洗不起，这相对。啊，我是这个，我选拔的，我洗不起这个，还我那嘞，这的，凡是这些，这玩意不接啊，都是，俺这他没多阿种的，没被这个钱，这玩意不接，这个钱，萝卜钱，这个钱很多钱。这些那么嘛是，听俺都刚刚没我生的哇，俺得了，第早的我想把你接的，另外了没这边，啊你接的，第二朋友了没这边，想把这过来上去，听俺都这了，俺那人个，每个接的刚刚做的没这个接，偏做这个接，一起接，是吧？这些那么嘛是，等俺这没个弄也没个接，刚刚是出的俺点破我的。대망에 던져라 던져 가서 너버서 때도 는 라치지 돼야 라치도 고 라치가 라주시데 제도 고바 참데 제도 고바 참니 고 웰다셔도 와 대는 큰로 다 들지 체지 체대 거라 순종도 배 가보다 그 대한롱도 되고 절 양세로 근데 절로 절로지 대 뭐고 돼서 와대 제 대거야 아 팬스 제진도 제제 저와잖아 라 맞으시 천도 라니다 되는 요인데 깔리 공으로 와대 얘네 지지 가보서 진짜 얘네 자체는 가서 세대를 제질 가보지 제질 틀로잖아 제질 편도 야보 영화 뒤대거로 라 근데 틀로 뒤에 되는 제대가 되는 라텐이 편도가 수가 놓는 게는데 진짜 때문에 대지 강아도 옛날에서 아주 매일 강아선도 써서 멋지게 정말 제질 이제 제질 내가 제질 펜스 제질 펜도제 다 되거래 제질 이치제 다 되네 제가 대 돈에서 아주 대지는 아주 제 강아 먹어서 것도 온다 이제 다손 대지 얘는 아주 아파 산저는 못제 콜로 대지 회제 야부쇼 예부스레션도 다
you know the persons who who have who has developed the loving kindness or good heart towards others, then even if there is some other who trying to provoke that person, then that he or she won't be easily provoked or easily even the effect their this loving and compassionate attitudes towards others. So won't easily get like angry towards others. So therefore in generally in our society, there's a lot of way that people can support and help each others. If there is a in between them, there's a good relationship, which is which has there's a harmony in the relationship. There's a love in there. There's a trust there, and so when in such kind of the conducive, the such and a harmonious relationship, then there's a in a way, that a lot of way that we can overcome the various problems and the hardship we face in our life. So what was I saying? Yeah. So how when like relating to that, how when people have a somebody who have a genuine care and love, and then would, even if you receive something, something harm or something, the discomfort, you won't, it wouldn't, provoke the anger. So like I did mention that in the past I saw in TVs there was one a show where there's a father, a dad who was trying to change the nappy, and then suddenly the boy, he urinated right in front on his face. So rather than it getting angry, he had a big laugh. So because of his love, towards the child, and likewise, I was saw some thing on TV where there's other two, like what do you call it, goats, like
last week, maybe 2-3 times, one time show in television, and two baby in
goats.
God, one baby got a leg all broken here. They wheel.
They put a wheel. Yeah.
The own dogs they talk that dog all that fitted. Very happy going there. They always lots of show in television many times.
Yeah, so a dog is trying to help support that the cripple, the goat, baby, and so just an example that how when there is this the harmony, and there's a trust and there's a friendship in that relationships, then how we can overcome, help each other in overcoming various difficulty and sufferings. The same gender, the early legit.
I didn't the lama, I didn't the loom over then lama or
that's lama, that's
there were
among many sheep.
Lots of sheep, the true lama there. So I said, why they lama all fitted sheep? Release them. Kondo they call the Tashi National, can't lure the sugar. Genesa, Chanatani, Jetta was a cartier, little moment, they need cartiers, Kondo sugar.
So they kept these two lama among all the sheep, and Geshe said apparently they kept that because these lama are able to control and to protect the herd of sheep. So something that even farm dog couldn't do it.
Really sad. We called the Nichi and guardian Lapija and a guardian in the city. Hansing and the Chichi and the Robajan Pendo, you tell them, no, I'll touch him. Muchi the Pendo Chian, Mamma gets the phone. Muchi the Pendo Chichi, Shamania, Madukama said on that. Tang it under the la, the desert. Robert the same the Dachi, other son, Tenitona, Robert the Petonga. That leg and Nathan on the stage, I take it. Saying Nasati look at other son, Tenitona, Robert saying the Martin never there. There you can start the tongue and Shambani to the Ganashin do that. I'm going to go to Jat.
So this all just to show, how we can support each other, to like our friends can support to the other friends, and so then what's required in this very friendly and supporting environment to create this is bringing love, cultivating love, and the building trust in that in our relationships. And that's how there's something that we cannot explain, even like we were saying about this example of animals where you can't explain, but somehow there is due to certain kind of connections, so the animal can looks after other animals for no reason, unexplained reasons. So, so this is the focus, just to the importance of the developing love and compassion within us. So in this talk, so I touch on the bits and pieces of various topics. So all these topics are to encourage you to give a bit of thought on this, and which I believe may be something beneficial for yourself and to benefit others. So there's the we got to recognize that there's also the cultivating the like a right state of mind, or like the positive state of mind within us. So that does have some sort of effect on not on our life and all the environment where we live. So that it has some sort of produce some sort of result in there. So that's all for this talk, and now we will do the usual like a short breathing meditations. So to begin with, so trying to relax your body, and then let go of all the distracting thoughts, and then as the mind settle within us, and then you begin this meditation by simply directing the mental focus on the incoming and outgoing breath, and as much, and trying to place the mind on the breath, the fully like 100% mental attention on it.